Each and every summer, thousands upon thousands of poker players descend upon Las Vegas with hopes of winning millions of dollars and a World Series of Poker bracelet. Today, we have Chris Eubank Jr. You might know him as a boxer. I know him as a poker player. He is one of the newest ambassadors over at 888 Poker. How are you, my man?
I'm doing great, man. I mean, as great as I can be, you know, after busting at the World Series, my first time playing. But, you know, it was an experience. I had fun. And, you know, I've learned, I will learn, and I'll come back bigger and stronger next year.
Well, let's talk about that for a second, because, you know, you're no stranger to disappointment, the athlete that you are. And, you know, you've been a champ. You have reached the pinnacle of your craft. But it wasn't always, you know, it wasn't a straight line. It's been a roller coaster ride. You've had disappointment there. How have you dealt with disappointment as a boxer? And how do you think that you can take that and bring it to the poker world?
I mean, yeah, a big part of the fight game is, you know, learning how to get up after a defeat and keep on keeping on. And that is one of the hardest things to do. In fact, you know, after a loss or after a disappointing performance, a lot of fighters are not the same. You know, they lose that confidence, they lose that fire, that spark that they had. The true champions, the true elite level fighters are able to bounce back from a defeat or an upset and come back stronger and learn from their mistakes. And I think that poker is exactly the same.
You know, as a boxer, every time you step in the ring, you have an expectation that you're going to win. I know you do, for sure.
Absolutely.
And far more often than not, you do win. We know that.
99% of the time, yes.
Right. How do you kind of reconcile the fact that when you play poker, it is not realistic to think that you can win 99% of the time, or even, let's say, 79% of the time? You're just going to lose a lot. And that's got to be hard for somebody like you.
I mean, you know, poker is about consistency, and it's about knowing that, you know, if you play a certain way or if you play well over a certain period of time, you're going to have positive results. You can't let one bad session or one big mistake or one bad bluff affect, you know, the rest of your game or the rest of your you know, World Series or whatever it may be. You have to know that if you stay consistent, if you make the right decisions over a period of time, yes, you'll get sucked out on, yes, you'll get unlucky, but over a year period, you're going to be a winning poker player.
Talk about your dad for a second. I mean, what was that like? Was, you know, having a dad that was such an amazing athlete, and how many people wanted to knock your head off because you're like, oh, Eubank? Yeah, whatever, you're not your dad.
Exactly.
How many times do you hear that?
That's what it was for a large part of the beginning of my career. Was you just using your you're using your dad's name to, you know, you're gonna make a couple bucks off of boxing and then you're gonna go and, you know, become a reality TV star or something. You know, they thought it was a gimmick. They hadn't seen everything I'd gone through out here in Cuba, in Angola, and all these places that I traveled all around the world.
What was your experience like this summer? I mean, this is your first World Series of Poker. What was it like?
Listen, walking into that room and, you know, hearing those thousands of chips clacking and knowing that there was a shot to make millions of dollars, there's no feeling quite like that, you know? That was an experience for sure.
Hey, my man, listen, I want to thank you for joining us here on 888 Ride. It has been an absolute blast to have you here. Listen, you've been knocked out before. There's no doubt you're going to get up. You've gotten up before.
There's a lot more to come. That's 100%. I'll be back again